Carrie here. Today we are going to do a cardinal wreath. So it's winter time and this is the perfect time to do a wreath with cardinals. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to be using a 15-inch work wreath with the pencil ties, and I'm going to be using this fabric burlap mesh. It's 21-inch. And I'm going to be using this red, white, and black fabric mesh. And we're going to do something a little different with this part. So that'll be fun. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to start out with our mesh. And we're going to do poofs. So what I do is I will, let's put it over here so you can see. Okay, so I will take this mesh, and this is fabric, but it looks like burlap. And what I'll do is I will crunch it all up together into a little point. I will grab a zip tie, and I will go to my wreath form, and I'm going to open up all of these ties. I'm going to start on the top, and I'm just doing this so that I'm not having to do it while I'm working. Okay, so a great way to start a wreath, you just cut these little hang-ons. Okay, a great way to start a wreath is to start by tying this piece on to your base. I like to tie it on right in front of a tie. And the reason I do that is because when you come back around, you really can't tell where you're started. It just really helps when you're doing a wreath. Now, I like to do my poofs about 10 inches, and the way that I do it, which is a little different, is I will hold on and go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is about a 10-inch poof. And then I just tie that down. I'm only going to tie it one time. 1, 2, 3. I just do this because I'm just used to it. I've been making them for a long time, and I know about how big I like to make them, and I just really don't have the patience to measure it out each time. So 1, 2, 3, I just do that, and then I get pretty consistent poofs. So 1, 2, whoops. Unless it sticks together. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. And of course it depends on what kind of wreath form you're using. If you're using one that doesn't have the ties already on it, then you can just add them. And the way you know to do it is to add one on. You know, essentially put your pipe cleaner in half, go over, and that's where you start the next one. And so on and so forth all the way around, bottom and top. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I generally have 8 on the top and 10 on the bottom. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and we're almost back to the first one. And from there, we'll go down to the bottom. Okay, 1, 2, 3. See, and this is where we tied it in right by that tie. So now when we tie this down, it just looks seamless. You see? Perfect. Okay, so now the way that I go from the top to the bottom is I will take this mesh right here and I will pull it tight, and I'll go down to the bottom, and I want to go really close to another tie because I want to do the same thing. I essentially want to hide it. So I will just use a zip tie, and I will tie this down to keep it in place. There we go. Now, I will skip this first one that's right here because I want to be able to end there, and I will go to the next one. I'm only going to tie it once because I'm going to be going back in here to add more stuff in. So it's a good idea to go ahead and open these up as you're going along. Just kind of makes it a little bit faster when you're going. There we go. Alright. So I'll just keep going. Adding my ties on here. Or my poofs on, I should say, to my ties. Okay. Alright. So I'm just going to go all the way around doing the same thing. Okay. There we go. So I just keep doing the same procedure all the way around. This is actually one of the quickest wreaths to make if you're going to make one, just to do a poof. Now, of course, we're going to do additional things with this. But if you just want a basic wreath, you can just do the poof, and it's pretty quick and easy. You can just add some ribbons and something in the middle, and you're good to go. Okay. We're almost down to the end. Okay. Alright, last one. So we're back to the place where we started, where we came down. And I will tie this on, and then it will hide where we came down. Just like that. Alright, so now, since I'm going to be doing additional things to this, I'm just going to cut this off here. If I'm not doing additional things, I will try to go ahead and use up the rest of a roll just by going from top to bottom like this. But since I have other things I want to do, I'll just stop here. I'm going to go around the back. I'm going to take another zip tie, and I'm going to tie this in right down to the base. See, just like that. Alright. I'll cut that off. Now, one thing you want to make sure is that you don't have anything on the other side that would scratch your door, because that's not what you want. See, that's pretty. Now, we're going to add a little extra to this. So, I have this really pretty ribbon for the cardinal, and it's kind of this burlap with the red and black. And so I wanted to bring in that red and black. And I found this really pretty red, white, and black. So I thought, oh, let's make some little ruffles with it. Okay, so the next part of this is we are going to use some of this black and white 21 inch. So I get this question a lot, so I thought I would show what you can do. I get this question, can I use the 21 inch to do ruffles or to do curls? And the answer to that is yes. Yes, you can. So what you would do to do that is to cut it every 10 inches like you would if you're doing a curl or a ruffle. Just like this. Okay? And we're going to be using this on our wreath. Now, I'm not going to cut all of them right now. I'll go off camera and do that, but I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek. So what you would do is take it, fold it in half, just like this, and then you could do your curl. Now, of course, the curl's going to be a little different because there's a lot more, but honestly, it's better than cutting it in half. But what works even better is the ruffle. And I'll show you what I mean. So take one of these 10-inch pieces that I cut in half and just push it up just like you would a normal ruffle. Bring my wreath back here. Open this up. Put this down. And it looks just as good as if you use the 10-inch. And it's thicker. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I am going to cut 18 of these 10 inches. And then when I get back, we will put them on the wreath. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I've gotten a whole bunch of these cut. And I wanted to show you how to get it ready. So I just take this and fold it in half. So you want to fold it like this, lengthwise. And then I'm going to turn it to the side where the salvage edges are. Okay? And I am going to walk my fingers up through there. Okay, now the reason I do that is because now you have these nice edges that are on the outside. And then I will take this back to the wreath and I will put it down. Alright, just like that. And I'll show you again. So I take this piece that I cut 10 inches, fold it in half like this, and then take those edges and just walk it right up through the center and make our bow tie. So you see, here's your rough edges right here, and here's your finished edges. And then I will open up my tie, put down, tie it back. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do that off camera. But I also wanted to show you that I am going to cut my ribbon as well. So I have this cardinal ribbon. Isn't that pretty? And I have this ribbon that has the snow edge on it. These work really nice together. So I will just cut them at 12 inches. So I have this 6-inch piece of cardboard that I like to use. And when you wrap a ribbon around it, that makes a 12-inch ribbon. So I can just wrap it around several times, like this. Then when I cut it off, I have several ribbons cut. I also like to fold it over, cut away from myself to make this nice little edge. So I will do that. I will cut my ribbons and I will put my ruffles in. Then when I get back, we'll start putting the ribbons on. And I have some other cute things to put in it. I have a couple cardinals and I have a few little cute ornaments. So I will be back shortly. Okay, I've gotten all the ruffles in. See how it just adds that little splash of color? Now what we'll do is we'll take our two ribbons and I will put them together and find the middle. Just like that. And then I'll go in here and put my ribbon down. And this time I'll tie it 3 good times. Like that. Now, there are 2 things that you can do. Well, there are several things really that you could do with these little ties. Sometimes, especially if I'm using the work wreaths that have the much larger ties, I'll just leave them out because they kind of add to the wreath. But for these little pencil ones, I just tend to curl them up onto themselves and then just let them almost look like a little ball in there. Like that. Okay, so I'm just going to go around and put my ribbon on here. So just find the middle, open my tie back up, put my ribbon down, I tie it 3 good times, and then I'll spread my ribbon out. Just like that. And then curl in my little ties. Like that. There we go. So I'll do it one more time and then I'll go off camera and put the rest on so you don't have to watch. So pinch in the middle, open my tie back up, put my ribbons down, tie it 3 times, curl up my little ties here, and then spread my ribbons out. And there we go. So I'm going to put ribbons in every single one of the ties at the bottom. On the top, we're actually going to do something a little bit different. So I will show you that as soon as I get back. But I'm going to go ahead and put all these on. And then when I get back, we'll get started on top. So I will be right back. Okay, so I've gotten all the ribbons on the bottom. And what I'm going to do that's different that's on the top, let me move some of this around a little bit, is I'm going to put different ribbons on the top than we did on the bottom. So I've got this ribbon and then of course our cardinal. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to cut these at 12 inches. And then I'm going to put them on. So I just use my little tool here and cut some. Okay. I'm going to put them on the exact same way that I put the other ones on. And then we're going to do something a little different. But I wanted to show you this first. So, okay. Alright, so I've got some cut. Now what I'm going to do that's different up here, I'm going to put ribbons on, but I'm not going to do every single one because we're going to make some bows to go up on the top. Now I've already made one bow, and I made the bow with this and the cardinal, but I wanted to show you how to make the other bow. Just in essence of time, I just went ahead and made one of them. Alright, so today I'm going to use the Pro Bow, the hand. I really like to use this if I'm going to be doing a nice bow. So, I'm going to cut one piece of wire about 28 inches. Okay, I'll set that down. Then I'm going to cut another one. About 21 inches. You don't have to have it as long. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ribbon that I'm going to put first, and that's the cardinal. And I'm going to come to the Pro Bow, and I'm going to figure out how long I want my tail. I'm going to go from C to E. And I'm going to pinch this up right here in the middle. And I'm going to take this long piece of wire, bend it in half, just like that. And then I'm going to wrap it a couple good times around that ribbon. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to wrap the top part around this big middle dowel, which is called a finger for this bow maker. And then there's a little bitty screw at the bottom down here. I wrap the other side around that and then slide that wire under the bow maker because you don't need it right now. Okay, now I like to use this middle piece, but it's not required, not necessary, you don't have to. I just like to have a little middle piece of my bow. It just feels more finished to me. So you just take your ribbon, go around the little fingers, come back to the center, squeeze it together, and twist it. Okay, so now we're going to use this second wire. So I will find the center of this one. And what I want to do is go in between my little bow here, and I want to make sure that both of these pieces are in it, because what I'm going to do is tie it together. So I'll twist it one good time. I'm going to put one piece up and one piece down, and you're going to leave it that way. What that's going to do is that's going to hold your bow while you're working on it. Then I will go to the next finger, like that. Come back to the middle, pinch it, twist it. Now you can hold it with your finger, or you can use this to go up and down and tie it. You see why we have one up, one down? Okay, and then I'll go around the next finger. Okay, back to the center, twist it. I'm just going to hold it here. Okay, around the next one. Back to the center, pinch, twist. Around the next one. And you're just doing the same process over and over. Now I'm going to do I'm going to do 3 loops with this one and 2 loops with the other. So I'm going to do one more, or 3 loops with the other, I mean. Pinch, twist, back out. Now, I'm going to pinch this, twist it again, and then I'm going to use these wires just to make sure it's nice and tight. And then I'm going to go back to E and trim this off. Okay, so we're done with this one. So we're done with that roll. And I can set that aside. Now I'm going to do this one. Oh, and I didn't show you. I am using this to hold my ribbon. Okay, so now, oh, one important fact that I didn't say. So this is the top side of the bow, this is the back. So you want to make sure your pretty side is facing that way. So I'm going to go to E, pinch this, and then I'm going to go up and down with my wire to get this one to hold on. And then I'm going to go to my fingers. There's one, pinch, twist, another finger, pinch, twist, another finger, come back to the center, pinch it, twist it, and go to your next finger. And then again, pinch, twist, back to the center, oops, pinch, twist, last finger. Okay, so when I come back to the center, I'm going to pinch it, twist it, and then I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to tie it a couple good times because I'm done with that. Then I'm going to go out to E and trim off that ribbon. Now, you'll see why you needed this wire here. So I undo it from the bottom, then I'll take this and I will undo it from the top. And what I like to do is I like to take my wires and just twist them together like that. Then you can just stick your hand under here and just kind of push it out. Just like that. And then we have a bow. Now, of course, this bow looks funky right now. But that's because we need to fluff it. So this is my fluff box. This is just a really hard piece of wood. It's heavy. So you can get one when you get your Pro bow, or you can make your own. It is a separate piece. but it is so worth it. So what I'll do is I will take my wire and I'm just going to twist it a couple more times, make sure it's nice and tight. And then I will take this wire, there's a little hook right here in the middle, and I will hook it around there. And then there is a nail down here at the bottom. I'll hook it around that. And what that does is it allows me to work on fluffing the bow. And I just pull my ribbons out separately so we can see them all. I also want to make my little detail in my tails. This. And I want my tails to be on opposite sides, so I'll make sure those are moved. This really does make it really nice to work on your bows because it holds it very tight, and then you can move your ribbon around and you don't have to worry about it. It just works really nice. Okay, and then once I get them all out, I'll just fluff them up. Of course, I'll probably have to do this again once it gets on the wreath, but that's okay. So there, just that fast, we have a very pretty bow. So this is the other one I made with the other ribbon. And so I'm going to take this back off, just untwist it, and then take it off this centerpiece. Just like that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these ribbons on. So let me move this. So I want to figure out where I want to put my bow. So I want to put one here and one here. So I need to put ribbons here, 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 here. So now that I know where I want to put them, I can just find the center, twist it, and put it down. And this time I will tie it 3 times and make sure it's nice and tight, like that, and then spread them out. Okay. I do not put ribbon under my bow because you're not going to see it, and to me it's just kind of a waste, so I just don't do that. But that is a personal preference. Okay. So I'm not going to make you watch me put all of them on. So I think I've shown that well, but just wanted to show you a couple. Alright. And I'll spread my ribbon out. Okay, so I've gotten the ribbon in, and I decided I'm going to do 3 bows because I didn't really like how the 2 bows were looking. So I made another bow, but same process. So I'm just going to take this wire, and I'm actually going to go around all of this mesh, and I'm going to tie it down to the frame. I don't want it to be sticking way up, so I want it to be pretty flush with the wreath. So that's where I tied it on, right there. Okay, then I'll just fluff it up a little bit more. There we go. And then I'm going to put a bow on either side of this. Now these bows have the little black and red. I like this. And I am going to move these ribbons. So I'm going to put the other one here. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to put one here, and I'm just going to use this wire. Make sure that, there we go. And I'm going to go down and push my mesh aside and tie it down to the frame. So I'm just pulling my wire through here and just twisting it around the frame. There we go. Alright, there's the second one. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to do the third one right here. Ah, there it is. Okay. Now if you were to do this, you can certainly do the bows all the same. I just did that to make it stand out a little bit. So same thing. I'm going to move that mesh aside and tie it down underneath to my frame. There we go. Okay, then I'll just refluff my ribbon, make sure my tails are still good. There we go. All right. I like that. You see that? Okay, now I have a couple of really pretty cardinals. See aren't these cute? And I want to put them right over here on this side. So these actually have clips on them. So I'm going to clip it right onto my pipe cleaner. Right there. And I want to put them together. There we go. Okay. There we go. Got my little cardinals on. I have a cute little birdhouse I want to put up here. I will cut this string off. Now this is cardboard, so I'll take my little ice pick. I'm just gonna poke a hole in the back. See, there's one. I don't need them to be real big. Okay. Just like that. 2 little holes. And then I will put my pipe cleaner through there. Okay. so now I will tie this down right here. There we go. Then I'll kind of re-spread out my ribbons. Here we go. Cute. I also have some ornaments. Alright, so I got these really cute little ornaments. And so what I'll do is, it comes with a string, but I'll just cut that string off like that, and then I'm going to take my little ice pick and very gently push a hole through. So this has fabric and styrofoam, and then I can stick my pipe cleaner right through there. Okay. And then I will gently tie it in a little knot like that. And that just helps keep it from deteriorating or breaking anything. Okay, and then I'm going to take these, and I'm actually going to tie them kind of like in between the bottom and the top. So they're kind of just going to stick out like this. So I'll just put them through my frame like this and tie it down. There. Okay. I have two this color, and so I'll just kind of go around, move my mesh aside, and just put it on my frame. Right down like that. Okay. There we go. Okay. So what I do when I do something like this is I go to the opposite corner and do another one. It just helps create balance on wreaths. It really does help. And you don't really notice it, but when you're looking at things, it's the way your eye catches it. So, just one of those little designer tricks I learned at some lovely trade show. Okay. Let's refluff my mesh. Alright, so we've got this one here, so we'll go over here and put this last one. And that's it. That's all we're going to do on this one. Alright. And there we go. So I just thought I'd show you something a little different. I don't do bows, a lot of bows on things very often, but every once in a while I really like that look. So I just thought I'd show you something with a bunch of bows on it. So you'll have to let me know what you thought. I think it turned out really cute. I love cardinals, especially at this time of year. So make sure to let me know what you thought, and like and subscribe, and I will be back again soon. I have several other things in the works, so I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.